And welcome to I Can Cook Too. That's a web series where culinary creativity meets cannabis. Now, in each episode, I'm going to take popular recipes from fellow YouTubers and transform them into delicious edibles. And of course, infused with herbals. So, join me on this exciting journey as I explore various cooking techniques, experiment with different ingredients, and strive to become a better cook. Okay, so whether you're a seasoned chef or a beginner, the series is going to have a lot of valuable insights in the art of cooking with cannabis. So don't forget now, before I get started, need a little favor. You know what I'm saying? If you don't mind, go ahead and click a like for me, maybe even subscribe. And help out. All right. So for this episode, I'm going to be making a banana cake, and it's from a YouTuber, Cakes by MK. So I'm not gonna give you like all the ingredients and how much you need. It's just a visual thing, just to watch. See if I can cook something that's gonna come out ill. So if you want the ingredients and the actual recipe, you go to Cakes by MK. She's got this banana sheet cake, but I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. It was supposed to be sort of Halloween themed. I mean, it is, but could have, could did so. Now, as I get started, this was supposed to be an edible, but I didn't actually have any of the stuff to make it an edible. So, as of right now, I'm just making the cake just to do it. And as you can see, I'm mixing all the like the flour, baking powder, baking soda, cinnamon, salt, sugar. So right now I'm getting ready to sift all the ingredients together, and this is just to sort of take any lumps out of the powders and stuff, and sort of make it one cohesive powder. Then then I mix everything together, and from there we move on to the next step. Yeah, as you can see, it's just getting all the clumps out. All right, clumps out. Now the next step is to get all the wet ingredients, which okay, so the next step, like I mentioned, is the wet ingredients, and as you can see, what we're getting started with is now is going to be some butter. Now this is where the infusion comes in, right? Because you got the butter, which is what I usually infuse, and then the next thing is going to be oil, which is something else. So those are like two of my bigger mediums that I use to infuse. From there, I could make the different things like cookies and all kinds of shit. So in this case, we're just taking the oil and the butter and mixing it together. And then we're gonna put some sugar. This is where we actually put the sugar and some vanilla. And so the idea now is to cream. Pause. Is to cream the sugar. And it's basically I'm gonna use a hand mixer and I'm gonna just blend it together, and it's supposed to make it one. Look, see, I scrape it off the sides, but it's now this is the tricky part, because I didn't use a big enough bowl. So I have shit flying everywhere. And actually, the biggest bowl I have is being used with the dry ingredients. So what I had to do was tilt the bowl over so that I could cream all the stuff together. But I mean, I had shit everywhere. Obviously, you don't see it on camera, but it was flying everywhere. I had little lights set up, my computer set up that's connected to the lights and all that, and that whole thing got super it had all kinds of shit on it, the wall, everything. So I gotta scrape the sides, and that's the whole point. If I used a big enough bowl, it would just come together like one big cohesive glob of goodness. But no, my dumbass has you the small bowl, but I got the job done. It just took a little finagling. It's funny. Finally getting everything mixed together. See, it's all coming together. It was still kind of grainy. I kind of found out later probably needed a different attachment for the hand mixer, but I only have the ones that came with it, so it still worked out. Now it's all creaming together. It turned, it went from like the dark yellow to like a sort of a off-white. Of course, you gotta stick the sides, and scrape down the sides. So the next thing is, I'm gonna toss in some eggs and then mix those around. See, the mixture's coming out good. So now the eggs. Of course, I got brown eggs. I honestly don't know if there's a different taste to them. I just know that I've been getting those for a while now, and it just sort of, I think it's mental more when I switch over to like a white egg as opposed to a brown egg. And no, it's not reverse racism or nothing. The egg wars, racism in the egg industry. Stupid shit. All right, I'm gonna keep, it's the same thing, and keep mixing, keep adding the eggs in. It's gonna be 3 eggs altogether, so I will give that measurement at least. All right, so the next thing is this is going to be all the wet ingredients. So the one of the last wet ingredients we need is going to be the mashed up bananas. So it's like a banana bread almost. I mean, it just adds a few more ingredients to make it a little more fluffy, like a cake, and not as dense as a bread. But it's the same principle. You mash up some bananas, you mix it with some ingredients, you pop it in a pan, and you cook it, and you got bread. In this case, it's gonna be cake. So don't forget, mash up a banana. Actually, I mashed up about 3, so another measurement. Now, after adding the bananas and mixing, of course, the next thing is this is where we're actually gonna add the vanilla. So you add the vanilla, you do a mix some more, and after mixing it, with the vanilla, and so you're mixing the vanilla, you're mixing the banana, the mashed banana, then you gotta mix some Greek yogurt. So you get it one nice cohesive batter. Now we mix in the dry and the wet ingredients. They start getting that together. I made a mess with that too. I wasn't even using the hand mixer, but I made a mess with that, of course. The key here is we don't want to make it as dense as the bread. So I tried not to mix it as much. And of course, you want to not mix, you want to fold, which it's a pain in the ass because mixing is so much easier, but you want to fold. All right, so after mixing, then in this time, I was what I wanted to do instead of doing a regular sheet cake is I wanted to this Halloween themed. So I use these molds, these skull molds that I got from Amazon. Like actually, the first time I saw it, it was on TV, and it was they made it was at a restaurant, and they made cornbread, and it's actually like these skull shaped molds, which works perfect for the time we're in, being that's Halloween and shit. So this is what I did. Instead of using a sheet pan, I just put it into these molds, or these skull molds, and this is the result. All right, so like I mentioned, I use these skull molds, and they basically turn again. This is supposed to be the Halloween theme, and it was my intention to make a cake that was these molds that I bought from Amazon. Now, the thing about it is, I was gonna cheese it up a little bit, because it's supposed to have like this, just like a cream cheese frosting, which is white. So I was gonna get some paint and some black paint. I have like, it's like food coloring. So I have some red food coloring, but I don't have black. So I was gonna do the corny thing and get some black food coloring, and then sort of do like do the frosting, the cream cheese frosting, and do like sort of like a corpse paint type of a deal. I was like, nah, I didn't even really want to make the frosting after I was done. So it's just basically banana cake in skull mold shaped for our Halloween. Shit is mad good. It's like banana bread, but it's more of a cakey, like a cake type of feel to it, and it's all shaped in the shape of a skull. So happy Halloween. Shit. All right, I'm out.